You know, we about health and wellness on this channel, you know, with our B1 family. So I like to bring people on from time to time that will aid in your health and wellness. Um, you know, this is a subject that I've had debates on with people in the past, you know, people that think they know better, people that haven't showed and proved certain things. But I have a man here tonight that's going to basically show and prove certain concepts. Basically, the question, is it necessary to eat meat in order to build muscle? Now, I've got retards that tell me yes. Oh, I know my body. I need to eat. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. Okay. And I'm gonna bring my brother on because he's a living embodiment of someone who's been building muscle while being a vegan. Oh shit. That's right. Your health is your wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring to the Godcast right about this time fitness trainer, or fitness coach, I'd say. Raised vegan 22 years. Global public speaker. Welcome to the Godcast right about now, my brother, Tori Washington.
Yo, peace, guys. It's good.
Peace. I just got to switch you and then put you on the big one. Yeah. Good, my brother.
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Man, just living, thriving like I should, you know?
Yes, as we all should. And we need to give each other the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in order for each other to thrive.
Right.
So that's why we here. Now, I mentioned to you when you first got on, and some people might agree, you're looking very similar to the young Lord Jamal. To the Lord J that when Lord J had dreads, going down.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we look like we could be from the same tribe. Certain brothers, with that sharp nose and the high cheekbone.
Yeah.
It's just you can tell when you're from a certain tribe, and I feel like, you must be one of those brothers from my tribe. I don't even know, my last government name is not wasn't born Washington. I don't know any Washingtons. But who knows? We could be connected somewhere down the line. Someone said, I was just thinking that. Are they related? So anyway, brother, why don't you give the people a little bit of your background, your expertise, and all of that good stuff.
Well, I just want to really show my appreciation to you, God, for even having me on your show tonight, man. Truly an honor to be here, and so I appreciate you giving me this pathway to share my journey and talk about a little bit about my journey thus far. My whole fitness coaching career started because I decided to take a step outside of corporate America. I used to be an engineer. I did engineering. I was a mechanical engineer. I went to Tuskegee University. Shout out to Tuskegee.
Oh shit! You didn't get experimented on, did you?
Nah, I wasn't there for that.
So when you say an engineer, like I feel like that's kind of general in a lot of people's minds. What kind of engineer specifically? Like what does engineering entail?
So I did specifically mechanical engineering, and what mechanical engineering it encompasses pretty much a bit of all the engineering types, because the mechanical engineer can therefore kind of mold into any different background that relates to engineering, because we get a bit of everything. We're not truly specified in, say, aerospace or chemical engineering. We get a bit of it all. So, but I took mechanical engineering into the automotive industry.
Right.
So,
I was going to say, so a mechanical engineer, just to clear it up in my mind, could basically build any sort of mechanical thing, like an engine, a plane, a car, whatever type of mechanical. Okay, it's designing mechanical things. Got you.
Right. So, and that led me to corporate America for about 14 years. But in that time, the minute I stepped foot into corporate America, I realized it was not something I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Were you rocking the dreads at that?
Of course, you know, when dreads, of course, were shorter. You know, before I stepped out into corporate America,
the corporate dreads.
Yeah. You know, I really wanted the Boba dreadlocks, the Rastaman dreadlocks.
A nasty.
So I wanted
with a clump together like a big pillow on your bumbarat. Man, those was the really bold locks. I'm gonna be honest. When I first got locks, I was like, that's the ill locks. When you just don't care how they grow. Yeah. Like, fuck it. Some of them look like a tree trunk, and some look like, you know what I mean, an octopus arm. You don't know, like.
Dude, I had some that were like my 5 fingers. And my aunt decided to break it apart. She said, "No, can't do that." So that
get that job, you know.
Yeah, yo. But I'm saying, before I left college, you know, the whole atmosphere or mood was, you're not gonna get a job like that.
Now, where you grow up at?
I grew up mainly in South Florida.
Okay.
But I moved here from Jamaica, moved from Alabama to Jamaica, Jamaica to Florida, and then Florida back to college in Alabama.
Well, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Alabama to Jamaica.
Correct.
You see, you don't hear shit like that very often. You know, first of all, I don't know how many Alabama Jamaican connections there really are, because I've never really heard of that. It's either like, you know, Jamaica to New York, or Jamaica to like Toronto, or Jamaica to, you know,
Florida.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Atlanta or something like that.
Okay.
But, you know, so engineering, got me a job. I worked with a company for 4 years, and I left and went to Honda manufacturing. I was there for 10 years. And after that, I stepped out into fitness, and fitness was my thing from the beginning, because, you know, I started with the comic books, you know, the Wolverine, Superman.
That look like them niggas. Is that what you seriously? Is that what got you? Yeah. You wanted to have that comic book physique.
Right. You know, single mom. You know, I was like, I need to be that superhero, and I decided to design my physique that way.
Right.
And people were, you know, I had one of my boys say to me, he said, "Yo, you know," I told him, I said, "I want to compete." He said, "But you're vegan." I said, "So?" I didn't think it was an issue, because I didn't have any problems in that area before.
Now continue to talk. I'm gonna share your IG page as we speak, just so people can see kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah. So
you know, what do you call it? A fucking action figure. Yeah, that action figure physique. And this is done on totally vegan. Have you ever eaten meat in your life?
So I have.
Okay.
That was after, so I was raised vegetarian. So I started out strictly plants, maybe some dairy that may have been in something.
Right.
But my mom raised me, because my mom was of the Seventh-day Adventist way of life.
Okay.
Seventh-day Adventist, you know, you push that health message, and that health message was all about eating from the earth. Right. So when we had to go to Jamaica, she sent me and my brother there to her grandparents. My grandparents, you know, them yard people, I said, "Yo, we don't know what vegetarian is." So my mom asked them, "Hey, I just don't want him to have any pork." So we never had pig. So that was only a couple years living in Jamaica, going to school. And then once I came back to Florida, eventually made it back to vegetarian and full vegan. 98, went vegan, and I've been that way That's when I started to truly work out after. And I didn't start competing until 2009. So I had been vegan for some time, about 10 years that time, before I even started competing.
Now, were you already big when you started? Were you
No,
already relatively big? No.
I always just kind of, since I always worked out, I was more of that small muscle guy.
Right.
It was like
You
kind
were
of,
cut, but not big.
correct, correct.
Right. That's yeah. I've always been kind of like that myself. Like I'm not big, but I'm cut.
Right.
So yeah. So did you end as you were vegan? Did you end up learning how to gain as a vegan? Because this is valuable information now. Like I'm totally ears open. Like how the fuck you do that?
So my first show, I was about 140 something pounds, like close to 150.
Yes, that's where I'm at right now. Fill me up.
So now I compete at about 165.
Okay.
So I was able to naturally, because that's another thing too. The misconception is you not only need to eat animal flesh, you also need to take in anabolics or PEDs to produce muscle, because the steroids and what have you increases that muscle protein synthesis, which in turn builds muscle faster than doing it naturally.
Right.
So here I am supposedly going opposite by not eating animals and doing it naturally, but still able to build muscle.
Hmm. Somebody, thank you, Papa Didas. He said, "Is meat worse than dairy?"
And I would say dairy is worse.
Dairy, right?
Yeah, you can cut dairy first, and you'll really see a drastic change in your health, because that mucus lines your intestinal wall, your stomach. It blocks nutrient absorption, and it causes a lot of allergies, a lot of asthmatic problems. Things that really affect your overall wellness. Dairy is probably the biggest culprit.
Right.
Start there, you'll just keep getting better.
My I want to say one of my hardest things to break is that fucking cheese, man.
And casein is that drug.
Huh?
Casein is a drug. It has a
That's what's in cheese, casein.
Yeah, casein has that heroin type of addiction
Talk about it.
where it taps onto that. It's just similar to what people do with social media right now. Where you get that dopamine effect. Casein has that dopamine effect, and you are always attached to it. That's why cheese is usually the hardest one for anybody to break. And my son, who is vegetarian, he's vegetarian because he still likes cheese, but he's never had an animal in his life, and he's about to be 15.
Nice. Yeah, I tried to, I strive to when my son was born and, try to get on that path with him and all of that, but it didn't last. And now he's the type of person that right now he'll tell me that he needs some meat. Like, what do you say to people when they tell you, nah, I know my body and all this type of shit? Like, I had one of the gods, this fucking god. I don't even fuck with this cat no more because he's fucking corny. But anyway, he used to come over here and tell me about how, and he's fat, okay? And he's fat, overweight ass motherfucker telling me about, no, I know my body. I have to have meat. Like you, some people, some people have to have it as if, there's different types of human beings and different types of, I don't know, way people process shit. And he's the type that he had to eat meat. Meanwhile, I'm telling him about, silverback gorillas and shit like that'll fucking rip your arm off and beat you with it. And they've never eaten meat in their life. These are
Right.
straight herbivores and all of this type of shit.
Right.
So how do we explain that, to these people? Do you need meat for protein?
Well,
Or do some people need meat?
we definitely don't need meat in order to get protein, because 99.9% of fruits and vegetables have protein. You know, one of the misconceptions that, for example, a watermelon, seeds and all, is about 28 grams of protein for a medium-sized watermelon, right? A lot of people look at a watermelon and they think it's just a refreshing fruit to refresh, you know, when you're in a hot day or something like that.
Right.
But of course, you know, it has the micronutrients. It has a lot more to it, the fiber. So what happens is when people start to, let's say, do more vegan, vegetarian style eating, they feel like they're bloating or their stomach is not digesting properly. What tends to happen is that now you're getting a lot more fiber in your intake, in your nutritional intake than you had before, because you're eating meat, you're not getting fiber. You know, so that's just sitting in your intestines, rotting, letting out all that was put into that animal at the time of its slaughter is going right into your system. So when you're getting protein from fruits and vegetables, you get fiber. So fiber is slowing down the digestion process or kind of allowing the nutrients to be absorbed more efficiently, but then it's also breaking down everything and kind of pushing that waste out. A lot of times when we increase our fiber so drastically, the body doesn't know how to respond to it. So you have to do it over time. Now, would I say everybody doesn't need to eat meat? There's people that have to. I don't even know if there's most haven't fully given it its full run. They can say they have, you know, you hear stories, people go vegan, then they change.
I tried it. It didn't work. But first, how about maybe you didn't do it right?
There you go.
How about it wasn't balanced or some shit like that? And you fucking just tried to eat, you know, broccoli all day.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And you might be eating the wrong shit. It might not be the right, you know, alkaline, all of that type of shit that goes into it. So what are okay, someone like me, what are some foods that I could start eating some plant-based proteins? And I don't know, I don't even like saying plant-based.
Yeah.
Because that's a new code word for the bullshit. Okay? Like when they saying something is plant-based, your boy Bill Gates probably has something to do with it. Stop fucking with this Impossible meat and these Beyond Burgers and all that fucking stupid shit. Like trust me, these motherfuckers are not out here to try to make you healthy. So yes, what are some you know, plant protein that someone could eat to try to help?
I mean, one of the most simplest one is a Caribbean thing. It's a Mexican thing, rice and beans. Rice and beans is a good balance because you're getting amino acids as well. Then you have a simple peanut butter and whole wheat bread. That's something simple with a little agave, or if you like honey, you eat honey, because in the vegan world, honey there's some who eat it and some who don't.
Right, because they'll say it's made from bees and blah 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 blah. Right.
Bees
but isn't wheat supposed to be bad? Is it wheat like
well, we can't. I think some people do
modified or shit like that.
Have like a, what is it called? The terminology. I forgot the terminology. It slips on mine right now. Celiac disease, where they have a celiac affinity to gluten, and that's coming from wheat. Because usually gluten is another form of protein, which is wheat protein that vegan vegetarians eat because it's very high in protein. But some people, it clogs their system. Now, mind you, a lot of this goes down to our internal gut, our gut biome, our gut bacteria. You know, usually our gut isn't healthy enough to absorb the nutrients from these different food sources, and it causes us to have problems with it, right? So those are some of the things that you work on first. You work on your gut, and usually you need to increase your probiotics or increase your good bacteria down there. Nowadays, we're killing all the good bacteria just by what we're eating. And
now, when most people hear increase your probiotics, they think of commercials they've seen that always associates with yogurt and back to dairy. So where can we get probiotics that from not a dairy source?
No, actually, there's plenty of it. One of the fastest ways to actually increase your gut health is slowly going raw and going more alkaline, meaning increasing your fruit, raw vegetable intake. Because throughout that process, you're healing your intestines, you're healing your stomach, you're healing your body from the inside out. And as you do that, you can start to slowly introduce things like lentils and chickpeas and split peas or things of that nature that provide an increase when it comes to the protein intake that you're looking for. And these things, as you slowly you need to always consume your raw fruits, raw vegetables on a consistent basis. And I think it's a lot of times people forget to do is you can get protein from those fruits and vegetables, but their caloric density is very low. So you need to eat more of them. But if you're slowly doing it, you're not causing such a rise in your fiber intake, especially if you're a person who hasn't really had that fiber intake from the beginning. Most of us probably aren't getting 25 grams to 30 grams of fiber per day, which is normally the average that you need in order to have a consistent bowel movement, consistent waste removal. And most of us, there's a lot of people that don't use the shoulda
in a week or some shit, right?
Week, yo, that's
crazy to me. That's crazy.
When I meet people like, man, I don't go to the bathroom every day. What?
Yeah, you bugging. You bugging. You don't have that good shit time.
Right.
You don't have that good fucking sit down with yourself. You can just get with self and think on the shitter. That's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
You got so much problems built in mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm. Taking in shit, ain't letting it out.
Mentally or physically.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I can't front. I feel like I shit every day. And I've been doing that for a long time. And that's why I feel like I can't necessarily gain weight the way certain people can. Like my metabolism is just fast or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if I start eating a lot of stuff, I gotta go take a shit. Make room for what's coming in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. So, yeah. So I don't really, you know what I mean? The last time, like when I used to eat meat, steaks and shit like that, my heaviest, I was like 180.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay, yeah, that's still pretty small when it comes
to
right.
But people was calling me big man at that time, like, you know, because I was working out and all that. I wasn't fat at all. Like I was diesel, you know what I mean? But yeah, once I start fucking with red meat and all that type of shit, and then, you know.
Yeah, because I have clients they want to lose weight. One of my most recent clients, he is about 260, about 6'1". And once he went vegan, his weight started to change. His body, he started feeling better, and he said he never went back. And he's been doing it for about 2 years now, and he's still able to put on muscle. And his goal now is to get down to about 230, 220.
That's what's up. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times when people go vegan, it's to do the opposite, to lose weight as opposed to gain weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're losing. What you start to lose is you lose the inflammation. All that inflammation, all that extra waste that because what he notices, he changed before he changed to going vegan. He noticed his blood pressure was still high, his cholesterol still high, but he was losing weight. And then once he went vegan, all that changed too. And so now he's on a better platform, and now what we do is build from that. And so a lot of things too, a lot of people don't know how to train. They think they know what they're doing in that gym, but they don't. And, there are certain movements that promote putting on muscle. You know, if you're just in there doing something and you're just going from what you see on the gram or whatever else, and you haven't been efficiently shown how to do the movement properly, you're almost, it's like you're practicing the wrong method, which will lead to an injury later on down in life, and now you're done. So you have to be able to do things properly. And a lot of times, I think people, their ego gets in the way of them actually reaching out for assistance, even if it's just for a short term, to get them on that right path. Because if you're lifting properly, eating enough food, vegan, you can build muscle because it's just nutrition. You know, it's protein, carbohydrates, fats, micronutrients. And on the vegan, plant-based lifestyle, you're getting a lot more micronutrients than you would be if you were eating more of a carnivorous style diet.
Somebody said, can you tell us about is there a difference between like an African diet and a European diet? If you have any thoughts about that. But before you answer that, quite a few people also want to know if your cat is vegan.
No. And that's, it's funny because a lot of...
I hope that cat ain't vegan.
Yeah, CMOS and Sarah is a big thing. But a lot of vegans change their attempt to push their animals into that way.
Who the fuck would do that?
Dude, that's just... Some people do that, man. People have their ways. And I'm going to tell you what, I mean, they come from the line of lions and tigers.
Right.
They're meant to be carnivores.
Right.
The moral code gets in the way because they feel like, well, I'm still bringing meat into the house by feeding this pet. My thing is, then don't have the pet. Maybe we shouldn't put animals into their home. Then if that's the case, then don't get a pet, because then you're taking it outside of what it's been designed for. You just want to put it into your world when it's not of your world. It's carnivore. If it was out in the wild, it's going to chase lizards and mice and birds.
Right.
And I say, you know what? That grass looks really good right now. It's not going to do that.
So I got 2 dogs, and my big boy, my pit bull, he's on basically a raw diet.
Yeah, dogs of wolves.
Raw chicken with the bone, organ meat. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then I'll put some high grade dog food with it too, just for extra nutrients and shit like that. But now what I won't feed him is swine. You know what I mean? Like, so now he eats meat. I'll even feed him beef, and I don't eat beef. So if I got beef in here, it's for the dog.
Right.
But I won't feed him swine. That's where my personal beliefs come in. You see, but I would never like impose no vegan shit on a dog. That don't even make fucking sense. But as far as swine, like, I'm not touching the swine. I'm not gonna have my dog eating swine and I touch the dog who eats swine. Like, I'm not touching them by getting swine by osmosis. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, but I definitely animals, look at their teeth, look at how they're designed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker crushes raw bone like it's nothing. Because this fucking jaw pressure and all of that is designed for that type of shit. Like, we're not even designed to fucking eat shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they designed to eat it with the fur on and all of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that skin to get
that's being a real carnivore, nigga. Eat it with the fur on.
And that's what people
say. Feathers.
You have those memes out there. Okay, you like that lion? Go out there and hunt that cow down, pull it down and tear it open.
Right. And see if you're really about that life.
Right.
Eat the organ meat, eat the heart, and see if you really about that meat life.
Eat that intestine just the way it is, just like that. You know what's inside it.
Eat the brain. See, like I feed this dude cow brains, chicken feet, all kind of shit that people don't really want to eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he's about that carnivore life. So it's all the same to him. He don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like You don't give a fuck. It's meat. This dude says my dogs will eat pork because you feed it to them. Because you got pork in the crib. That's why they'll eat pork. I'm sure mine will eat it too, but there ain't no pork around it to be eaten.
And as far as the African, most from the information I know, most Africans, the heritage of eating was mostly roots. The root, like a yam, the chayote or chocho, as we call it in Jamaica. It was a lot of starchy foods, and meat was not the mainstay of the actual nutritional intake. And so even then, even in Jamaica, when we go to, mostly we eat rice and peas, you have yam dumpling, you eat lots of food. And, then you have the chicken or whatever. But you ate a lot of that.
Cassava.
Cassava, aki. And from the tree. We have food from the tree, from the earth. Those are the most things on your plate. But then you come to the Western society, it's all about meat. It's like meat, and potatoes. And that's it.
Potatoes, right? Hey,
That's
a damn potato.
They're not getting any type of green in there. That green is like, I'm gonna put that lettuce on my burger. That's my green.
Yeah, that's my green, right? And most of them take that off. Most of them take that off, or they'll just leave it on the side. Like, fuck that. I just want this raw, bloody, and they want their burgers bloody as it can be too.
Or they'll have that salad. It won't even be salad. It's like, that's some nice lettuce with your dressing.
Right. Mad fucking, yeah.
Ranched out.
Yeah, it's ranched out. You can't even see no green on it. They're all white. Like someone fucking nutted on your salad. What the fuck?
Oh,
nasty fucks.
It's mad crazy.
Nut salad at McDonald's, okay? Stop it. Stop it. Dirty.
Yo.
Sour sop.
Man, sour sop, all that. There's so much good stuff out there that, a lot of people haven't even had.
I said, you guys are making me hungry for stuff not in my pantry.
Yo, some dragon fruit, all those
man.
Some mame, passion fruit, man, guinep. There's so many things out there. And that's another thing too. There's such a variety when you go vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, because you have so many different things you can consume. Because you always hear it, which I think people are just being lazy. Oh, what do I eat? What do you not eat? There's so much available to you.
Right. Like if you think about it, there's way more like different kinds of fruits and vegetables than there are meats to eat. You know what I mean? I guess there's different cuts and ways to prepare the meat or whatever, but I guess you could look at the fruits and vegetables the same way.
Unless you're out there, I'm gonna have some squirrel today. I think I'm gonna have some otter and then some beaver.
Yeah. Little possum or some shit like that. That'll be tasty today. Thank you with our eyes. Rise. He says, thank you, Godcast. You forever creating and producing value. Speak on sea moss and the 102 minerals in the human body.
Man, sea moss is it's a beautiful thing. I actually made some the other day. A company sent me, Atlantic Gold sent me some sea moss.
Oh, man. I wish somebody would send me some sea moss.
Hey, man, I'll reach out to them for you because that's some good stuff.
Wish somebody sent me some sea moss.
Atlantic Gold, I'll talk to them.
Atlantic Gold be sending out sea moss?
Yeah, man.
You got the good sea moss because some people act like certain sea moss is the bullshit sea moss. You got to have that real sea moss that do the job.
Yo, I tell you,
that's Atlantic Gold, them.
Yo, I tell you, I didn't realize it was gonna produce so much. And when you make it yourself, you just feel even better. It's like this sea moss is the shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was really wicked. I have some more. I have different, and I didn't realize it's literally you know, the algae you see in the sea.
Right. Somebody said, "What is sea moss?"
It's it's basically the algae that you sometimes. It looks like the algae that floats in the ocean when you're like, get away from me.
Right.
It's dried up. You blend it with water, and then you put it in the fridge. You get it to a nice gel consistency, and you put it in the fridge. It has no taste. You can add a flavor to it. You can add something to it, or make it a little sweet. I
Right.
like it because it just tastes like you're eating the ocean. It's just natural, and
Mm.
it doesn't leave an aftertaste or anything. I just eat it straight from the.
See, the sea moss that I've always had is like the sea moss that you get like in the yard store in the Jamaican restaurant.
But Irish moss.
Kind of- yeah, like an Irish moss. You know, it's a little milky, it's a kind of
Yeah.
sweet, and you know, it's good and all of that. But I'm not sure if I ever had the straight up, just straight sea moss.
Yo, I gotta get you some, man. That's some good, like the person was saying, the vitamins and minerals. Because literally, have you ever done a fast?
Yes.
So when I did a fast, the only thing I had was spring water with lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper.
And how long was that? Oh, and because all of that maple syrup and cayenne pepper helped to like
Right.
really flush you out. How long did you
I
do
did
that?
it 10 days.
10 days. Wow. Nice.
It was such a great it's such a great experience. I think people should do fasting every once in a while. You don't have
Absolutely.
to do it for that long because, as you know, when we go to rest and we wake up, we're breaking a fast. And the typical best way to break a fast is with fruit to continue that elimination process because fruit is digest so quickly that it goes in your system and it'll help break down. So usually you don't want to eat fruit after a meal because it wants to come out faster. So it may push out your food nutrients before it gets time to be absorbed into your body. And it can cause that, upset stomach, gas, or whatever.
So, not to cut you off, but this is something that I read years ago. Man, was it African Holistic Health? I believe it was one of those books. But anyway, they were saying never to really mix fruit and vegetables.
Yeah,
Like
and that's
eat your fruit
true.
at fruit time and eat your vegetables at vegetable time. Yes.
And the same thing here.
Like a lot of times you see these fruit juices in the stores, they'll mix the fruits and the vegetables because they're trying to give you a good taste. So they think that people don't like the taste of just the vegetables, or even like the V8 and all of that. It has fruit in there. It's not a vegetable juice. So yeah, what do you say about that?
So I know there's a lot of new information coming out. Sometimes people, they put kale with apple or what have you.
Right.
To kind
Don't like it. Don't like when I see it.
And it's better to just have a straight green. Straight green is, just your greens. And our taste buds have been so perverted that we don't know what is actually naturally taste the way it's supposed to. Because we're so, perverted with all these different sugars and things to kind of make us want something specifically because it's like a mind game. They play with our brain with the dopamine and our taste buds so that we always want this versus the real true nature of what greens are supposed to taste like. Like, have you ever had kale picked just straight from the garden?
No.
Dude.
But I just when all this shit jumped off, I said, let me try my hand at like trying to plant something, anything. You know what I mean? Because I never really did it before. So I ended up planting like some basil, some tomato, some mint, I think some peppers or some shit like that, some Brussels sprouts. Long story short, when I ended up eating those tomatoes straight off the vine and the basil and all of that, yo, there is a difference. Like there is a gigantic difference from just tasting a fresh off the joint, putting some water on it, and then boom, then from what's in the fucking store and all of that. Like it's definitely a big difference. You can taste the difference. You can taste the freshness. You can taste the love almost. Like
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's some shit. So I've experienced that, but I haven't experienced what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's basically the same, resounding effect is that kale tastes so much different than
Mm,
what you get from a Whole Foods or whatever like that.
right.
It was so fresh. It was sweet. It almost tasted it. It was good. You didn't
And
need
if you're the one growing it, it's you feel accomplished or something, or there's some sort of satisfaction that comes out of it. Like I did this.
right.
You know what I mean? Like I grew this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, feels good, man.
Yeah, and just like you, when this all jumped off, I've been looking to do that as well because it's really truly just an eye-opening situation to hey, you need to start being self-sufficient, even
Yeah.
more so. You know what I mean?
And being an example of it, like,
Right.
like, because it's one thing, we've said things like this for the longest time, but to actually get out there and put your hands in the dirt and figure it out, because it didn't work out at first, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It wasn't so simple as just putting shit in the ground, and you know what I mean? I had to figure out, oh yeah, okay, I need more soil, and now, okay, oh, the shit is getting sun scorched, I need a fucking some sort of covering over this. I didn't even know sun scorch was a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but trial and error. And once I put the thing over, like some burlap over the shit and all that, that's when I started seeing results. But I had to, like, you know, if I would have gave up on my initial failures, it would have been some bullshit. You know what I mean? So
You just brought up a good point, trial and error. And the same thing when it comes to your lifestyle. So if you are gonna look at to make that switch to being more vegan, more plant-based, vegetarian, however you want to call it, the trial and error of the process. And what we tend to do is we get lazy. We don't like the outcome. We're not getting that full result right away. If you took 30 years to get to that point, you think it's gonna happen overnight? It's trial and error. You're figuring out, okay, I like chickpeas. How do I like chickpeas? Garbanzo beans. Do I need to eat them this way? Maybe I can make a curry garbanzo, or I can make a spicy garbanzo, or I can put garbanzo in a salad. There's different ways you can do things that fits you as a person. And so there's not just a one size fits all when it comes to designing a meal plan or a nutritional guide for each person. And so you have to be conscious of that and recognize that, okay, it's going to be trial and error. It's going to take some time. It's not going to be right now, I'm going to go vegan. Tomorrow it's going to work out.
this might be, I mean, it's kind of on track. It's not really about food, it's more about working out. Have you heard about occlusion therapy?
Yeah, is that the where you put a band around?
Yeah,
Type,
put a
yeah,
band on the muscle, restrict the
restrict the blood flow.
oxygen, or yeah, the blood flow, and build up lactic acid in the muscle, and it's supposed to help you. I guess you can lift less weight, but receive more muscle out of it.
Yeah, it's because you're increasing the blood flow, so the blood stays there, so you get that pump faster.
Right.
You're breaking down the muscle faster as well because building muscle is all about the small tears in the muscle, and in recovery, it's rebuilding it so that the muscle can now say, "All right, we need to get stronger for the next time." And that's how you continuously grow. So when usually you use that occlusion therapy on areas that are weak areas where you want them to grow. People put it around just below their shoulder to build their biceps, or you put it right where the thigh meets the glutes to work on your glutes. Girls do that for that. You can put it. You have certain areas you put it on to limit the blood from leaving the area, so that it can just continuously expand
Right.
and can use a lot lighter weight. So yes, it works.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about it. So you've actually been in competitions and shit like that?
Yes.
And how have you fared? Have you won?
So 2009 was my first competition, and I
And
took
you're a vegan doing this.
correct,
Mhm.
correct, and I remember when I was doing it, it wasn't even about me being vegan because I was really intrigued with competing because I witnessed, bodybuilders in the past just become actors and what have you, and then seeing their physiques, I figured, oh, that's how you become like this hero type of character. So I was intrigued by it, and so I started to really study the art of bodybuilding, how to lift properly. I became a student of it. So in 2009, I told a friend of mine I wanted to compete. After seeing him come off stage looking like a superhero, I said, yo, I got to do that. And he said, you're vegan. I said, okay. But we did it anyway. And that was September 2008. By April 2009, I was on stage. It was about 10 of us on stage. I placed third.
Wow.
That excited me because, God, I was like, all right, maybe I could do another show and get second. So a couple months later, I did a second show.
And you quite possibly came ahead of some dudes that fucking took some roids.
Could be.
That's what made you feel better either. And these niggas taking steroids and I still came in third. That should have been like, you know what I mean? Oh, hell yeah. Let me keep this shit going. Let me show them.
Right.
I don't need that bullshit.
Yeah, so that second show, I just went in saying, you know what? I'm going to do better than the last time because he told one of the judges, gave me some feedback. I said, oh, that ain't going to happen again. He said, you need to keep your legs flexed. Because, yo, I'm going to tell you what. It's no joke on stage because you got to stay flexed all over and hold that because they keep you up there for a long time. It could be like 15 minutes. 15 minutes of just flexing is a lot more work than working out for an hour. You get off tired, sweating. If you have a lot of water in you, you're sweating. So I remember the judge saying my legs. I said, all right, that ain't gonna happen again. And so the second time around, I actually won. It was
with the tightest legs you could fucking
do. I made sure.
I was walking like a robot. My legs were so tight.
That's funny that you say that because one of my boys calls me iRobot. He said, Tori, act like iRobot. But yeah, the second show, I won that. I won it, and then I ended up winning the entire show. Whereas to win the entire show, you win your class, and then you go up against the winners of the other classes. So bigger, taller people I went up against, and I beat them, and I ended up getting a pro card in my second show. And that was the kindling to light that fire that said, you know what? And I just kept placing in the top 3, winning. One year I had a record 7 shows. I won 7 of them. And I was just going.
Nice.
Placing up there. And then it just started getting around. People were like, dude, this guy's vegan. And they couldn't believe it because they were like, he's winning. He's vegan. He's shredded as hell. Got muscle on him. How is that possible? So I had people asking me questions all the time because they were tired of eating chicken and asparagus or chicken and broccoli.
Right.
Times a day, all day.
Drinking raw eggs and stupid shit like that, right?
I didn't even know people that blended up their chicken and vegetables and so they can then have to chew it.
Oh, that sounds like a Fear Factor fucking dare. All right. See if you could drink this for $50,000. Will you drink blended up chicken with a little fucking spit and snot in it? You know what I mean? And these nasty fucks will do it.
They do it too.
Hell yeah, they'll do it. With some money and some fame. Are you fucking kidding me? There's all kinds of shit that people will do right now for that.
You ain't saying but a word, brother.
So, I mean, shit.
To this day, I actually was able to get the largest competitive professional card, which is the IFBB, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all those type of people. And that was the toughest one because, in that organization, 90% are definitely using. And I decided I'm going to see if I can do it. And I did it without taking anything. And I still compete. It's just a little, I'm in that place as well now because I'm up against some monsters. But my goal is to get up there and show that, I can still be competitive.
They said, what my man said? He said, do you do intermittent fasting or any supplements?
So the intermittent fasting, you know about that?
Not really. Tell me about it.
All right, hold on real quick. So intermittent fasting is where some people, let's say they stop eating the day before, 6 days, at 6 p.m. They won't eat again till about 10 a.m. the next day. So then, therefore, they just basically stop eating for that long period of time, and then they eat again. So it's just allowing your body a lot of digestion time, but it's just another method of creating a caloric deficit because now you're controlling your calories and waiting for a certain time frame to eat.
So what does this mean? Intermittent, meaning
You break it up. Sometimes your fasting may be at 4 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, 11 hours, 10 hours. So there's intermittent fasting. It's not fasting for 3 days.
right. Okay. It's for a few hours per day. Is that it?
Right.
Okay.
And then supplements. And I used to be against supplements. I didn't take supplements until about 2 years ago. I started taking. What I mean by supplements, for me, simply is just protein powder and BCAAs. And that's it. BCAAs are the building blocks of protein, branched chain amino acids. Before that, I didn't do them at all. So because I'm a big person. I like to eat. I didn't really want to drink nothing. I looked at it as being unnatural. But I did realize that, you know what, everything has its place because some people need things for convenience. They may not have the opportunity to eat or what have you. And this is something they need to do. So I didn't want to knock it until I gave it a shot. And so now I may not do it as much, but if people are looking to do it, I have no problem telling them about it. And it's some of the best ones to use.
So, I mean, when you're in that game and you want to win and all this type of shit, have you ever been tempted? Has anybody ever tried to come to you? Psst, psst. I got these fucking steroids. I got these vegan steroids you can use. We're gonna pump you up with this shit. What's up? You want some? I've been tempted, you know what I mean? To like try to take it to that next level. Let me just take some roids and out this motherfucker. No?
No, it's crazy you say that because there have been people who have, said, man, if you just took drugs, you'll be good.
Right.
And then I have people that think I still do it now. And I'm like, what? Do you understand what I would look like if I were?
Right.
I'd be 40 pounds heavier. You'd be talking to me right now and be like, oh yeah, I just won Mr. Olympia the other day. Because
just out here picking up cars and shit,
I have really good proportions. And my symmetry, kind of helped me along the way too, because I've had judges say, dude, you look amazing. You could just be bigger, because they know then that's just their way of saying, if you take a little something,
right,
you really be, one of the top guys. And when you do that, people want to latch onto you, like, okay, you could be the next blah blah. You just do this,
right?
So, but now,
Atlas.
The only thought process was just, if I did, I just think like, man, imagine what I could have if I did. But I'm really big about what I put in my body. I'm not looking for that instant gratification, because you don't know what long-term effects you're going to have, because everybody's going to respond totally different. Just because this person only had some hair loss, that might not be your situation. You may have heart problems. This guy goes and he has to get his leg amputated or whatever. Something may happen to him. Someone's pancreas, kidney issues, all different things happen to different people. So it's not just one adverse reaction. It's going to happen to everybody.
Papa Didas brought us something good. Talk to us about the importance of breathing when working out.
And that's, holding your breath can also lead to increasing your blood pressure and causing problems.
Kind of like wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, sir. Oxygen.
Yeah.
You don't want none of that.
Oxygen should not be restricted
Not at all.
if we
That
want to be healthy.
breath of life right there. You're not supposed to be. We're not meant to inhale, exhale, and then immediately inhale back that exhale. That's bacteria. That bacteria is supposed to leave.
That's poison, actually.
You know, you bring it now, you're going to go down to
Poison.
bacteria-induced pneumonia.
Right. And then they'll call that COVID.
Right, exactly. So yeah, breathing is important, and I teach people all the time. Breathe out on the excursion, on the like the explosion. Basically, if you're curling, you're bringing it up, you breathe out. You breathe out when you're pressing the weight up. Those are the areas you breathe out. And so it's just really focusing on that, because it's just like yoga and all those different meditations when you practice that breathing method. Breathing is one of the biggest things that I think people miss out on when it comes to training too.
So how do you recommend someone breathe? In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the nose? Like,
When working out, it's in through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth.
okay.
Because you need to really let it out, because especially if you're lifting heavy, a lot of weight. And I know in yoga they kind of teach it's through your nose.
Right.
But I've heard that breathing through your nose a lot also helps to train the air passage up there, and kind of also can help shape your face to a certain extent.
Hmm.
But I'm looking into that more because I just recently heard about that.
Hmm. I got a cousin of mine who he's filled with nose jokes and shit. He loves to just talk about my nose and how it breathes in all the air and it's sharp and all this other stuff. We were just talking today. We could have a whole YouTube channel where he's just snapping on my nose, like, and he would just go on and on. But I be back at his ass too. But yeah, he loves getting it on. He'll tell me, like, from what you said, he'd be like, "Oh, you must have shaped your nose somehow. You must have been breathing all the air, and you shaped your fucking face with that nose." Fuck him. I digress. Shout out Winslow.
I want to check my. Unfortunately, my laptop's about. I just want to plug it in real quick.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna hold you too much longer.
But it's real low. I don't want to lose you for a second. Hold on.
Okay. Now, as I check out the brother's page, he got a lot of fucking followers. He got 191,000 followers. That's quite a lot of people following the brother. If you're just joining us, we're talking to Tori Washington, fitness trainer, vegan, advocate of you don't need animal protein to build muscle. And he is a living embodiment of it. Why, thank you, JD. I think they're cool too. Okay, my brother's back.
Yeah, I don't know where I misplaced my cord to charge it up, but whatever.
Okay, well, listen. I was telling the people you got like 191,000 followers on Instagram.
Man, it's interesting because when I started that, I didn't really, I was just on there because Instagram was around, and it just started growing organically. And next thing, it's really happened because of all the competitions, and people started having me come and speak about my fitness journey and showing that you can be masculine, build muscle as a vegan, and it just started blowing up from there.
Dope. So now you also have ToryWashington.com.
Right.
Tell us about what people can find on your site. What kind of
On my
services
site,
you offer.
I have 2 programs that are really geared towards people learning about nutrition as a vegan. A lot of different recipes and things to help them out, with portion sizes on their food. And then my other is the primer, which is basically priming your body for the next step. It's a bodybuilding guide, the foundation bodybuilding. So really talk about building your body with foundational exercises, because a lot of times we jump into these advanced movements, but we're not ready. We haven't really built a solid foundation. You know what I mean? And that's what I focus on. So you can purchase them as a bundle. I also do customized one-on-one coaching with people online, whether or not they want to lose weight, gain muscle, compete, what have you. But, that is smaller when it comes to the amount of people I can take on, because it's just me. When it comes to the programs, those are, you can take them with you. There's videos that shows you proper body mechanics and everything that you need in order to build a foundation, and starting from there, and then you just continue to expand on that.
Now I see you doing affiliate marketing um on your site, yes?
When you say, I don't think I've done
Up
anything.
affiliate at the bottom.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Yes. So shit. I need to become an affiliate.
Yeah,
Share your link. You know what I mean?
appreciate it.
Yeah, that's something that my man Rev Shock, shout out to Reverend Shock, Philippe Shock Matthews. He put me on to the whole science of affiliate marketing. And for those of you that don't know what that is, basically that's how you know, we could share each other's goods and services on the internet. I can share a link to this brother's site, and if I share that link and you purchase his goods or service, I get a cut off of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so we're helping each other. We're able to, it incentivizes the sharing of the link, and it's a win-win for everybody. And it's something that we all can do. Like, you can create your own business right now and set it up where other people can be affiliate marketers for you. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something y'all need to get into. Check out my man Rev Shock. He definitely gets deep into that. But I was glad to see that. So when I put out some of these segments, I'm definitely gonna I guess sign up to be an affiliate with you, and we'll include links and all of that type of stuff. And
Yeah, we're
hopefully
definitely.
our people will cop. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I know they will.
I appreciate that, and we'll definitely build on that. And man, I'm at 1%. I can't believe
All
this.
right. All right. Now listen, I think we've done what we need to do. We've talked for an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, Tory Washington, brother. Feel free, to come back to promote whatever you got coming up. Make sure you follow him on IG at Tory.Washington on IG, and ToryWashington.com/guides
Appreciate that, brother.
website, y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, brother. Tory Washington.
Peace, my brother.
Peace. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, we did that. We did that. Peace, Real. How you be, guy? Yeah. So check the brother out. Go follow him on IG. Check out his website. Oh, yeah. He said I was about to see. Oh, you can still super chat, brother. You can still super chat. Thank you, Dr. Dion Peoples. Appreciate y'all. Tell you what. It's almost a divine hour right now. It's almost 10:10. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, Angel Gonzalez. You bag of puppy dicks and get out of here. Bye. You're gone. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Talking all this VLAD shit. The fuck out of here. Well, thank you, Percy Sherrod. So I'm glad you're doing your own thing, minus Vlad. Wait, hold up. I don't know if the brother got. Bro, did you get your plug? You trying to come back in and talk to the people? We can take some calls if you want. I'm talking to you, Tori. Can you hear me? Did you put your plug in? You want to come back on? Hang on. You trying to come back in? You got your plug?
Hey, got that plug, man.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hang on. You know what we're gonna do? I don't think I've maybe I did do this for one person. We're gonna take some callers. How about that? I'll take some calls, see what the people talking about.
Let's do it.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. I got to open up the phone line. Got to open phone line because it's closed right now. Okay, phone line's open right now. Hit us up if you want to ask our guest, Tori Washington, if you have a question about being a vegan, how to build muscle, anything that we've been discussing here tonight, the number is 917-408-3919. Once we answer a call, please refrain from calling until we end that call because I'm just going to have to send you the voicemail. So I'm letting there's a delay from the time that we actually are streaming the shit directly to the time that they hear this actually on YouTube. So give it a quick second before people start calling. They'll be calling in a sec. Shout out to my mods in the house. Shout out to my brother Reality. Oh, while we wait, many of y'all don't know, but yesterday, December 7th, was the 3-year anniversary for the Godcast. Oh shit. Oh, thank you, brother.
We just gotta always stay focused and unite together. So that's what we gotta do.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's the 3 years. I know a lot of people started their podcasts, while all this this pandemic has happened, But yeah, we on our 3rd year strong right now. And shit, we just broke like 130,000. Everybody, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Okay, here goes a call right here. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Hang on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Elmer. I'm calling from the Bronx, New York.
You sound a little muffled, sir. Speak up.
Oh,
What's your name?
hello. Yeah, this is Elmer from the Bronx, New York.
Okay, peace, Elmer. How are you?
Good, chilling, man. I have a question for you, Lord Jamal. I've been wanting to ask you this. Like, what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself a Black American or African American? Because, like, you know, like a lot of Black people, a lot of Black Americans never really been to Africa, never really had their grandparents to Africa. And I feel like that's the way, like, white people try to tell us, like, the name African American is just like to tell us that this is not our country when it's really also our country. What do you think about that? What's your take?
Well, if you've watched the show before, I've said that we are the original inhabitants of the planet Earth. We're not relegated to any particular continent. The out of Africa theory is something that actually was given to us. And I think it's a way for us to try to get us to dispossess our own land. They tell us to go back to Africa so that we can leave this land, which they found a lot of us here. Yes, the transatlantic slave trade did occur, but it didn't happen to the degree that they said it happened. And a lot of us were already here. So I hope that answers your question.
So yes, it did. So the identity, as Black people, we should look at stuff like as American or just the original people from Earth, point blank.
You breaking up?
Yeah, sorry. I'm saying that. So we should look at ourselves like us as Americans, like just like the Black Americans should look at us as Americans.
I don't even like saying the word black necessarily. Is your skin black? My skin's not black. You know what I mean? Black, from what I understand, is a legal term, and so is white. I would say original people. I say we are the original people, you know.
Okay.
So just call us we the originals, you know. We the or the melanated people. Call us the melanated people of the planet Earth. But we did, you know, I don't even want to say America and all of that, because who is America? Like, you know, that's named after some white man, just like Africa is named after some white man. So what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like we gotta stop putting those spells upon us, and you know what I mean? But yeah, thank you.
Trying to find the self-identity, you know, for us here, you know, because it's hard because, you know, how they just took all our history and then, you know, so, you know, to identify as them.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I'm going to give somebody else a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Call from.
Hang on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Barry G, calling from Albany, originally from the Bronx.
How you doing, Barry G?
Barry G.
From Albany. We got our brother Tory Washington here, fitness coach, vegan extraordinaire. You got a question for him?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. You know, I'm Universal Citizen on IG, but I appreciate you, Tory, and you, especially the God.
Thank you, God.
This knowledge is real powerful, man. But my question is, you know, it's hard for me to eat sometimes. My appetite ain't always on point. I'm a postman, so I'll be working some crazy hours. I'm a slim dude too, 5'9", like 150. So I'm trying to gain some weight through this. Like, how can I build my appetite? So I don't always have the appetite to eat. You know, I used to smoke weed, but I don't smoke no more. So it's hard for me to want to eat. What can I do to, like, build my probiotics in my stomach and things of that nature?
You know, that's a really good question, and I appreciate your question, brother. I run into that a lot, where people are saying that they find it hard to eat, and you being a postman, so you're always on the go. So you're using a lot of calories throughout the day, which calories equate to energy. You know, the first thing I would tell you to start with carrying fruits with you. You know, because fruits, first of all, are perishable, so they're gonna rot quickly because it's a natural thing. But if you can snack on them during the day, there you're providing yourself with energy, a natural source of sugar and fiber. Then what I would then attempt to move into for the next phase is start creating and making your own shakes to carry with you to sip on as you're going. So when you're driving, you can sip on the shake as you go. So that way you're getting nutrition. Because if you continue on that path of not eating, what you end up doing is you, especially if you want to gain muscle and gain, you're going to put your body in more of a catabolic state. Catabolic state is where your body starts to eat at protein, eat at the muscle for energy. And you don't want that. You want to kind of keep yourself more in an anabolic state, meaning in where you're in a building muscle phase. So start with the fruits, slowly start incorporating shakes, but making your shakes, like putting it together with chia seeds or what have you. There's a lot of different methods and recipes that are available to create your own shake if you don't want to go the making a protein type shake. Because if you do that, there's a lot of different ones that are available, but some have ingredients you probably don't want to put into your system. There's shakes on the market that have 3 ingredients.
What do you recommend? What do you recommend? Something that we would want to put, it don't have no swine in it or no shit like that, or no fucking shit that's gonna make your balls shrink up.
There's one called Planet Protein, and theirs only has 7 ingredients. And then there's another company called Pure Blends Protein, which is only 3 and 4 ingredients. And basically with those, you can add something to it if you wanted to. You can add dates to it. Dates are a natural source of fiber and sugar, but it's a natural sugar, and it's really probably one of the best things out there. Of course, pitted dates, you don't put the pits in there. And you can add dates to it with some almond milk. You can make almond milk straight with almonds and water. Blend that all together. You can drink that on a daily basis, plus eating your fruits and nuts, seeds as you're moving about. So that way you're getting in essential fatty acids, you're getting in aminos with the shake, you're getting in protein with the shake, you're getting in carbohydrates, you're getting in everything you need in a very simple way.
Okay, man. I appreciate that information, man. I'm gonna definitely implement that. It's time to make some changes, family. We got to eat right. We got a war coming mentally, physically, and spiritually. So, take this brother Torre's information correct, and appreciate you, God, man. You're doing your thing.
Thank you, brother.
Keep it up, man. Blessings, kings.
No doubt. Peace. All right, I'm gonna take this one from a cheater because
Call from Lord Takin.
the God got my number. He got my direct. I know who this is. Peace, God.
Peace, God. Peace, God.
Even when you call through that, your name come up on the joint. This is Lord Takim, friend to the show. How you got?
I'm good. Hey, interesting thing. Somebody told me the other day I should be like a call-in part of the show. That's funny that you said that.
Well, you damn near made yourself that. You call in every time. You got a question?
Hey,
you got a question for the guy?
I do. Yeah, like myself, I got something to say. I got questions and add on. Peace to you, brother Torre. This is my introduction to you through this show. So very good. I missed a lot. So I'm gonna ask, did you? I definitely heard what the gist of this is. It sounds like a bunch of like iPal stuff.
Wait, have I been saying your name wrong? Is it Tori or Torre?
It doesn't matter. Tori.
How do you say it?
I say Tori.
Okay, because that's how I was saying it. All right, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So pardon me, Tori. Yeah. So with that, you may have mentioned, did you, about definitely a way to know that we're getting like most nutrients, like the more colors on our plate makes a really big deal. Having green, yellow, red, purple, black, pretty much every color except white, right? As far as we eating.
We definitely, that is a big key, because you want to have, I know they always say eat the rainbow. And a lot of times when we talk about, for example, let's talk about now, you got vitamin C is a big important thing. A lot of people don't realize some of the most I mean, some of your vegetables have more vitamin C than the fruits that they're promoting. You know, you got your red and yellow bell peppers have larger amounts of vitamin C than your oranges and what have you. So we definitely should include colors of all variety when it comes to the vegetables and fruits. Yes, I agree with you on that.
Yes, peace. And I heard somebody saying about not eating fruit with your vegetables, and I know that is an on point thing. But you know, there are like a very small amount of fruit that can be eaten with vegetables from
Right.
research. I stopped eating meat back in like 1989 or something.
Nice.
You know? But I know apples are one of them. I don't remember all the fruit that can be eaten with vegetables, but apples are one of them. I want to mention that. And I want to say for people who are not so up on it and somehow think like it's limits, like there's less meals or stuff when it comes to eating plant based. If y'all know about the reggae artist Maccabee, he has a song called
Maccabee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you see some of his
word.
daily shits, his recommendations? If you don't follow Maccabee right now on IG, like I love Maccabee.
That's
Yes,
what's up.
yes.
Hey,
Yes.
I told you, yeah, Lord Jamar, I told you back in like 95 and 96 when you was talking to my daughter on the phone, I told you very much like a alike to me. Man, on so many levels. But yeah, Maccabee has a song called What We Eat. W-A-We-E.
Yes.
For those who don't know nothing about patois, you know. But what we eat, man, he run through it, like basically A to Z.
Yeah.
You know, plant based stuff, you know. And yeah, it's never too late. Everybody, man, do it, you know. I would say
Because
this.
now's the time with all this bullshit where they try to act like, oh, you can catch a virus and all this nonsense, and you know what I mean. Now's the time to be strong. Now's the time, if any, to fucking be healthy and make sure that they're not coming at you because they're gonna be coming at you talking about, oh, I got a vaccine. You know, I'm good.
Right.
Good.
Right.
I got the best vaccine in the world, and it's called my immune system. These fruits and vegetables, and I don't need your vaccine. Thank you. I've been working out.
Absolutely.
I've been talking with Tory Washington. He's putting me on to some shit. I don't need your vaccine. We good.
Right.
Word is bond. Hey, and you know, we know herbs is part of it, you know, fruit, vegetables, herbs. Drinking tea. People don't really be up on it like that a lot. But even that, for those who like worried about that and knowing that it's not a heat resistant disease or something, drink your teas, get up on your herbs and keep that, you know, warm liquids inside your body. And you mentioned the magic water, that distilled water, lemon, cayenne, and grade B maple. Man, that's a very good one too. So yeah. But yeah, for everybody, let's do it. Let's get on it. Keep ourselves going. We don't need to eat animals. You know, we our digestive system is not like that. Our teeth is not like that. You'll never just run up on a cow and bite a plug out of some cow or rabbit or whatever. You know, well, that's not how we are.
Well, yo, yeah. So I appreciate you, God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for always tuning in and calling in. Thank you, bro.
Word. Peace. Peace to the God, the God.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
It's interesting that one of the other questions you said something I've been saying to people, and it's some people that don't get it because I always say, you know, I don't understand why people got to stick to this allocation that you're black and you're white. When I say black, it don't look like me. I don't know why you even use that connotation to describe yourself. That's a characteristic. You know, when you go buy a car, I want black interior. You know, so when you said that earlier, I was like, wow, we are from the same tribe.
Okay, we're gonna take another call. My boy Five just texted me. He was like, "Yo, that boy Vlad just got Casanova locked up." Wow. Yo, they saying that. They saying that for real. Hang on, let's see. Hold up. Oh, I hate when I press the wrong shit. Hold up. What the fuck? Hang on, caller. I'm fucking up. Okay, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Miss Ravioli. I am calling from Atlanta.
Hey, Miss Ravioli, how you doing? Another friend to the show.
I am managing. How are you, Sue?
I'm great today. How are you?
My question is when the brother did the master cleanser, where did he get his grade B maple syrup, and when's the last time he's done that detox?
It's been a while since I've done it.
Or the FDA?
Say that. Oh, sorry, I missed the last.
Like the USD, either the USDA or the excuse me, or the FDA have stopped the production of grade B.
I didn't realize that. But if I'm not mistaken, was it the grade B or the grade A they suggested?
Or grade A?
Did it suggest the grade A or grade B? I don't remember from the top of my head.
No, it's grade B, but I'm saying, do you still get that maple syrup today?
Yeah, you're right about that. It's pretty difficult to find the grade B. And grade B does have the most vitamins and minerals in it. And so when I do it, and the last time I did do it, it's been a while, was I used the grade B.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say that I've done it in the last 5 years. So I haven't looked for grade B or grade A, but I believe that you could probably still get it now. Do you know anybody in Canada?
No, the government stopped. Like after they got all the states together here in the U.S. to stop making grade B, they went to Canada and stopped them from producing it.
That's very interesting.
I wasn't aware of this.
I wasn't aware of that either. Wow.
Yeah, it's like they diluted it, and so like you can't get that particular grade anymore. I even tried to find the commercial grade. I thought maybe you had a secret, like a secret supplier.
Well, I'm definitely, you know what I'm going to do now, since you said that, I'm going to talk to a good friend of mine he's been raw juicing for ages and, fasting and what have you. I'm going to ask him. Maybe he has a connect out in California. And if I can get that information, I'll definitely get that out to Lord Jamar, and hopefully we can get it out to the rest of the clan.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Thank you so much for that. How is it cold up in Atlanta?
Appreciate you.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Thank you.
Thank you.
Call from.
He has a connect out in California.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Turn your speaker down.
My name is Elijah, and I'm calling from Minnesota.
Peace, Elijah. How you doing?
Good. Appreciate you accepting my call, brother.
Yes, sir. We talk with Tori Washington, fitness coach.
All right, my question for Tori, I appreciate you being on the show. My question for you is about breakfast. I hear different things about breakfast. Some people say you should eat breakfast because it's breaking the fast.
Right.
Others say that you should eat once a day because that's how the metabolism works as far as the digestive system. Just wanted to get your take on that.
Yeah, so when it comes to eating once a day and the metabolism, there are definitely a lot of different studies that have shown that it's good to do that. And it depends on what your goals are. So for example, for me, my goals were to compete. And so I look for ways to make sure that I'm getting in nutrients within 3 to 4 hours. And that's because that's how I know how my metabolism works. Like like Lord Jamar was talking about, metabolism very fast. Some people can do the 1 meal a day. And let's say, for example, your goal is to consume 1,800 calories, and you get that in 1 meal. The good thing about that is your metabolism or your body adjusts or adapts to that process. And so now over time, 1 meal per day, if it's enough calories for your body to maintain or to thrive, because of course every organ needs calories in order to, you have your basal metabolic rate, which is what your body needs at rest. And now if you're very active, of course that increases. That's fine because it works. And I've seen people that are still able to do that and be very active. And when it comes to what I'm doing when it's getting on stage, I have to do it slightly different. But I'm not saying that it's not possible. But when it comes to you wanting to do it one meal a day, yeah. I don't demonize any methodology that people want to use when it comes to nutrition, because especially if you're going to make sure that you're going to get in the calories you need. If you want to get it in 1 meal, 2 meals, 3 meals, 4 meals, 5 meals, as long as you get it in, that's fine. And the other thing about that 1 meal a day, I know there's sort of a military sense of that, because if you're ever in a position where you can't eat all the time, you need to have your mind kind of trained to be able to have 1 meal and still be able to be productive throughout the day. So I get that as well too. So I look at that as also strategically as well.
Let me ask you something. What do your workouts look like? Thank you. I appreciate you for your question, caller. What do your workouts look like? Like how much does a vegan need to work out to get that fucking big?
So, I think a lot of times the misconception is that I work out 2-3 hours a day. And on the contrary, my goal is to get in and get out. So I'm usually at there from as low as 45 minutes to about 1 hour and 15. That's only if I'm adding in cardio or I'm training with someone else. Typically, I'm training on my own. My workouts are about 1 hour. And my workouts vary from power move to hypertrophy. Hypertrophy meaning where I'm going in that range of 15 to 30 reps for one exercise, or I'm as low as 3 to 5 reps. And usually the lower reps are more associated with me doing a power move. So I may be doing a close grip bench press where I'm really
higher weight with less reps. Is that what you're saying?
Higher weight with less reps. So if I'm wanting to really thicken my triceps, I'm doing close grip bench press and putting heavier weight on there. And so because it's harder, because you get that wrist and it's really close, but you're really targeting your triceps, and your triceps are 3/4 of your arm. So when your triceps are big, it makes your arm look big, and people think it's all biceps, but it's not.
Right.
So
like I've always had a trouble just trying to get that tricep to pop out like that. Like that's the part that's hard. Like to make that tricep pop.
You gotta hit that when you want whatever body part you're looking to really change, 2 to 3 times a week you gotta train it. And that doesn't mean necessarily you're doing 4 to 5 sets for each session. You could do 3 to 4 sets for 2 sessions out of the week, and then add in 2 exercises on something else. That way because you're natural, you gotta utilize that body even more because it needs that stimulation in order to create that growth.
Do you like do certain things on certain days? Like today's the arm day, then the leg day, back days. Is that how you break it down?
Yeah. So, but mine can typically be 3 to 4 body parts in one day.
Okay.
Because like I said, you want to train them more than, especially if you want it to grow, you need 2 to 3 times a week. And so I may hit my back 3 times a week, because when I'm on stage, one of the most important aspects of presenting your physique is your back, because a lot of times we tend to be very mirror orientated, where we work on everything that we can see. We work on our chest and our abs and our shoulders, but we don't really focus on the back, when the back is made of a myriad of muscles that come together to form this amazing design. And this build. So we need to really put a lot more attention into the area that we don't see, because when we turn around, we're not able to see it when we're showing it to the judges. But as long as you can connect with those muscles, you can present them in a manner that the judges say, he knows what he's doing. He's working on his back as well.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So yeah, brother, we all need to stay strong, get strong, and keep building our foundation, our mind, physical, all of that.
Absolutely. All right. We might take a couple more calls if you want to hit us up. I know we had some missed calls, but yeah, I can't answer the joint when somebody's on the line.
Yeah, I heard him going beep beep.
Yeah. People love to call while somebody else is on and shit. What the hell did I just do? Yeah, 917-408-3919 is the number. We just building on health. And
what about you, brother? How's your workout game going?
I just started getting back into a workout. Wait, hang on a second. Let me see what this is. Oh, okay. Hang on. Yeah. Hold up. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. I'm Mark. I'm calling from Brooklyn.
Peace.
Other stories.
Peace.
How you? Wait, I know you, Mark. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm thinking this is somebody that's like calling me personally while while my show's going on. So that's why I kept sending you like the voicemail or some shit. I'm like, Mark. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck what Mark this is, but I'm in the middle of the show right now. So
right.
Yeah.
No, I'm watching. I've been following the stories, and I actually got introduced to you for Vegan Gains.
Wait, I can't hear you. Speak up a little bit, bro.
I said I actually got introduced to Brother Stories Vegan Gains.
Oh, Vegan Gains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you was the reason why I went vegan.
Oh, I appreciate that, brother. Much love.
Yeah. Real. So I'm very scared.
That's what's up. You got any questions for him? Or you just give him his
praise? I just there's like a myth going around that says vegans when they creatine works like steroids. I want to shoot.
Your shit's breaking up, bro. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh my God! It's because I'm wearing that. Let me see. I'm gonna call back.
All right, I'll see your name. He said something about creatine. I'm not sure.
I heard bits and pieces, but he said that's about a myth.
What do you feel about creatine? Is that something that is okay to fuck with, or what is creatine? Because I've had like regular 85 type of dudes tell me to fuck with creatine in the past, but I don't know if that's even something.
Yeah, same here. That goes into another supplement thing when people are telling me the same thing. Yo, you should do creatine. It makes you look strong, bigger and stronger. And creatine, what it does is it helps to increase the muscle cell water volume. And so the muscle cells are 75% water. So that lets you know we need to be drinking.
Everything around me.
Oh, he's calling back. Hang on. Go ahead. Continue your thought.
No, so
hang on, Mark. He's continuing the thought right now, but you're back, Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was asking. I heard that there was a myth about creatine and vegans are on creatine. It works like steroids. I want to know if that was true.
Yeah, so
just talking about creatine because we thought you said something about
there
it.
actually is a bit of truth to that, because what has been put out there scientifically, that as a vegan, our bodies create creatine, but not to that level. So usually, what even people who aren't vegan, they say, you should take 5 grams of creatine for training and what have you, and load up on creatine. And creatine, as you know, I'm sure you might know a bit about creatine, that it helps to it. They say it makes you stronger, but it's also, what it does is it increases the water load into the muscle cell. And most muscle cells are 75% water, so that lets you know water. But I actually can say I gave creatine a go for a month, long time ago, and I didn't really see much benefit for myself. But there are people who look to creatine to increase their strength and to increase their recovery time. But my recovery actually has been phenomenal when it comes to me just being vegan, because I have less inflammation when it comes to eating meat. But as far as it being steroids for, I know what you mean, just it helps to increase muscle gain. I think it's just, it increases you, yeah, about a small percentage, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's vegan forms of creatine out there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Because I heard it on Dave Palumbo. He was talking about it, and I was like, is that true?
Yeah. A lot of them put that out there because they're saying that creatine, when you eat beef, you're getting it in the animal.
Right.
So they say that when a vegan takes it in a supplement form, and it can also help them put on more muscle. But like I said, I gave it a shot. I didn't like it. It really caused upset on my stomach and what have you. But I didn't see the gains as it was promoted to giving. But that's just my own experience. Not to say that it would be the same for everybody else.
Right. All right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Mark.
Thank you, God. I appreciate it, man.
Peace. Yeah, well, we got some good callers. We got some people that we got some smart people on this channel.
I like
smart
it. That's nice,
to subscribe, click that like button, do all that smart shit. So I think you asked me about my workout. Shit, I ain't been to no gym or no shit like that since all of this bullshit. Like I'm not really into like trying to go in there with a mask on and all that and fake work out with a mask. Like, how does that fucking supposed to work?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna wear it above my nose. All right, we're gonna pick this up, but I'm not wearing it above my nose and all of that type of shit. And yeah, so I've been relegated to like in the crib, like on some push-ups and dips and fucking little dumbbells and shit like that. That's it. Oh, and I got a pull-up bar that I could throw up too, but that's about it.
Yeah.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Calling from Brooklyn.
What's your name?
New York. Bruce.
Speak up, please.
Yeah.
What's your name?
So, this question for Tor. My question is that is cardio beneficial after weight training?
So cardio is one of those things that should be a tool, not a necessity. And what I mean by that is it depends on what you're looking to do. So if you're in the process of building, cardio shouldn't really be that much incorporated into your plan unless you're looking to just really increase your cardiovascular, meaning you want your capacity, your heart rate, and what have you. When it comes to getting ready for stage or bodybuilding, shaping the muscle, looking a specific way, we really don't put in cardio until towards the end. We increase it because we're looking to increase the stimulation of fat loss. So when it comes to after a workout, it's probably best to separate cardio altogether if you can. But if you can't, on that same day, let's say you work out in the morning, you can do maybe a 10, 15 minute after. But if you're going to do anything that's excessively longer than that, you want to kind of separate it because there's some scientific evidence to show that it can hinder muscle gain. So overall, the overall consensus is attempt to do it separate from your work. So if you can do it in the morning, 30 minutes, let's say, for example, and then work out later on in the evening, that's better than doing it right after. And it's even better to do cardio on a whole nother day, like that day off that you're not training, do your cardio.
What time of the day do you feel is optimum for strength training, working out and shit like that?
I would say usually around that time frame where you've taken in the most carbohydrates, because carbohydrates are your source of energy, your first source of energy when it comes to training. And for some people, that's morning because they may have had a large meal before they went to bed or what have you, and they have stored glycogen and they can work out in the morning. Some people are morning people. There's really no rhyme or reason behind what's the best time to work out generally because everybody has a different internal clock mechanism of when their energy is at their best. I know for me, it doesn't really matter. Because mentally I'm ready to train whenever I'm ready to train. So if I'm gonna go in and train at 8 a.m. because that's the time I have available, I'm ready to train. Or if I'm gonna go in, one thing I can say this though, I don't like to train at night because then I feel like I'm done training, then I have to go home and go to bed. I want to have a sort of a wind down time where I can eat, relax, and then go to sleep. But usually working out so close to bedtime, your endorphins are kicking and it puts you in more of a amped up state where now you have to kind of get ready for bed, but your body is ready to go. Because usually there are people that work out in the morning and it sets their tone for their day, energy to get throughout their day. So I typically say that what works for you, you have to find that. It's like we talked about earlier, trial and error. Looking for that best time. Because I've had clients that and then when they change to in the evening,
I follow a vegan Dr. Sebi diet.
Wait, hang on.
And
Okay, go ahead. What was you saying?
Who, me?
Well, I think the caller started.
Yeah, go ahead, Colin.
So my next question, right, was, do you really need protein supplements on a vegan diet? I've been following a vegan diet for about 2 years, but I'm worried about protein bioabsorbability. You know what I mean?
So to answer your question, because I see your question was, do you actually need protein supplements? No, you don't. And what do I mean by that is, as I was talking about earlier, I didn't really start incorporating protein supplements until about 2 to 3 years ago. Before that, I just ate food and I didn't think about the amount of protein I was getting in because just suggested recommended daily allowance of protein for the average male is 56 grams. And that's just a sedentary individual. So of course, when you're active, you're increase that somewhat, but that just puts you anywhere between 50 and 100 grams, which is easily taken in on a plant-based vegan nutritional intake. So no, you don't necessarily need to have protein. To answer your question, bro.
Yo, thank you for your call. Yeah, thank you for your call.
Well, yeah, God, I got some clients in the early morning.
Yeah, I got shit to do too, man. I appreciate you coming back and taking these calls with us, man. Hang on, let me turn off this fucking. Let me turn off. That's right. Do not disturb is now on. All right, the phone lines are closed. Don't call. No more calls right now. Thank you. We appreciate all the callers. We appreciate everybody that donated on the super chat, on the Cash App. We thank you. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the Godcast. Once again, our guest for this evening, Tori Washington. And shit, I'm about to be out myself. So I am Lord Jamar once again for the Godcast. And I'm going to say peace to y'all. Thank you, brother.
Peace, brother. I appreciate it.
And we out. Till next time.